Hi guys, today we're going to talk about standard form of linear equation. Before we do that, let's go over the forms that we've learned so far. What is a slope-intercept form? Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b form, where m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. What's the point slope form? Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay. What's a vertical line versus horizontal line? Do you guys remember I talked about Hoy, Vox? Okay. So when you have a vertical line, it's undefined slope and x is equal to number. So when you have a vertical line, our equation will be x equals a number, and horizontal line will be y equals a number. Okay. Now, then what is the standard form? We briefly talked about it a few weeks ago, but standard form is ax plus by equals c. In standard form, both variables are on the left side of the equation, and the constant is on the right side. Okay, and a, b, c are integers, and a and b are both not equal to fraction. Cannot have fractions or decimals. Alright, so standard form is ax plus by equals c. Alright, so rules are leading coefficient a cannot be negative. That means, like for example, 2x minus 5y equals 9, that's a standard form, but if you have a negative in front of 2, that's not going to be standard form because a cannot be negative number. And standard form equation cannot have fractions or decimals. So a, b, or c, none of them can be fractions or decimals. And a, b, c are integers who have the greatest common factor of 1. Okay? So let's check this. Are the following equations in standard form? A, is that standard form? No. Why? Because the coefficient of x is fraction. How about b? Is that a standard form? No, because coefficient of a is, this time it's negative. Okay. Let's take a look at c. 4x plus 8y equals 32. That looks like a standard form because you have no fractions. A is not negative, but this is not standard form because 4 and 8 and 32 can be divided by 4. So 4 and 8 and 32. What can you divide every single number by? What can you simplify? You can divide 3 numbers by 4. So it's going to be x plus 2y equals 8. This is the standard form. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Then let's try some of them. Convert the following equation into standard form. So 9y equals 2x plus 7. How do I change this into standard form? In order to be standard form, you need to move x and y on the left side. Constant should be on the right side. So what can we do here? First of all, we need to move 2x. How do I move 2x? I subtract 2x from both sides. We cannot combine like terms, so I'm going to just leave it as it is. Negative 2x plus 9y equals 7. We're almost done, but not quite there, because standard form should not have negative leading coefficient. So negative 2 cannot be there. How can I get rid of the negative? I can multiply the whole thing by negative 1. That's going to make negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2x. 9 times negative 1 is negative 9y. And 7 times negative 1 is negative 7. Therefore, this is the standard form. Okay? Now, I want everyone to pause the video, try the next one. The second one was pretty easy because all you had to do is move negative 5x to the other side by adding 5x. And then 5x plus 3y equals 2. You can check this. Is leading coefficient term positive? A positive. That's good. Do we have any fractions or decimals? No. Is the GCF 1? That means can we divide 5, 3, and 2 by any numbers? No, that means the greatest common factor is only 1. So we're good. Make sense? Okay, let's turn to the next page. Okay, we have a lot of examples here, so we're going to actually try some of them. Okay, let's try this one. 4y plus 12x equals 2. Now, we remember the standard form is ax plus by equals c. So we need to have a and x on the left side, c on the right side. So far so good, but the only problem is we have y first, y before x. So all you need to do is switch it. So 12x plus 4y equals 2. Now, is leading coefficient positive? Good. Do we have any fractions? No, that's good. And then 12, 4, and 2. Is GCF 1? No, because 12, 4, and 2 can be divided by 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually simplify this by dividing the whole term, whole thing, by 2. So what you have? 12 divided by 2 is 6x. 4 divided by 2 is 2y. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So this is my standard form. You might say, Miss Lee, but 6 and 2, you can divide by 2. But if you divide 2 here, then you got to divide 2 from 1. And that's going to make a fraction. So we can't go anymore. Does that make sense to you? All right, let's try the next one. Negative 6x plus 4y equals 17. It's already in ax plus by equals c form, right? Do we have all integers? No fractions, that's good. But what's the problem here? The problem is the leading coefficient is negative. So what do I need to do? I'm going to multiply the whole thing by, how do I get rid of negative? Multiply by negative 1. So it's going to be 6x minus 4y equals negative 17. Okay? Okay, why don't you pause the video and try the next 2 questions? Okay, go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so all you need to do is remember those 3 rules. A should be positive, no fractions or decimals, and GCF has to be 1. So your final answer should be x minus 4y equals 6, x plus 3y equals 5. Do we have anybody who put 3x plus 9y equals 15? You can stop right here because 3, 9, and 15 can be divided by 3. Make sense? Okay. Let's try the next one. So 2x plus 3, 1/3 y equals 6. So this is already kind of in standard form because ax plus by equals c. But what's the problem here? Leading coefficient is positive, that's good. But we have fraction. So we need to get rid of the fraction, 1/3. How do I get rid of 1/3? We can make it as an integer by multiplying by 3. So we're going to multiply 3 to every single term inside. So 2 times 3 is 6x plus 1y equals 18. Again, some of you might say 6 and 18, you can divide by 6. But 1 cannot be divided by 6. So we are done here. Pretty easy, right? Okay, let's try the next one. This time it has 2 steps. 4y equals negative 2/5 x plus 8. So what do I need to do? I need to add 2/5 x to both sides. So 2/5 x plus 4y equals 8. I'm almost done. We have ax plus by equals c. What are the rules? We cannot have a negative. A is positive. But we cannot have any fractions. So what do I need to do? We need to get rid of this 5. We need to get rid of this 5. So how do I get rid of this 5? You need to multiply by 5 to both sides. Then half 2/5 of 5 is 2x plus 5 times 4 is 20y. And then 5 times 8 is 40. Am I done here? No, because 2, 20, and 40 can be divided by 2. So it's going to be x plus 10y equals 20. Easy? Alright, some of you might say, Miss Lee, can we just multiply by the reciprocal? You can in this case, but sometimes it's not going to work. So it's better for you to just multiply by the denominator and to see if you can divide any more. Okay? Now, let's try one of them and then you can try the other one. So, m is 1/3 and b is -4. So how do I write an equation of this? First thing that we need to do is, since we're given m and b, we can write slope-intercept form. Correct? Then we can change this into standard form. How do I change it to standard form? Y is already on the left side, so we need to move 1/3 to the left side. It's going to be -1/3 x plus y equals -4. Okay? Now, we have a fraction, so we have to get rid of fraction. And we also have a negative coefficients. So this time we need to get rid of negative and fraction at the same time. So how do I get rid of fraction? We need to get rid of 1/3, so we have to multiply by 3. Correct? Okay. But we can actually kill 2 birds in 1 stone by getting rid of negative at the same time. How do I get rid of negative? We need to multiply by negative. So instead of multiplying by 3, you need to multiply by -3. In that case, we're going to get rid of this negative coefficient. So we're going to multiply to all 3 terms. -3 times 1, -1/3 is positive x. -3 times y is -3y. And -3 times -4 is positive 12. Easy. Please pause the video and try the question right here. Okay, so this one was pretty easy. The answer should be 2x plus y equals 5. So one thing you have to remember is the standard form is ax plus by equals c. And you have to check each answer with these 3 rules. Is the leading term positive? Do you have any fractions or decimal? Is GCF 1? Alright, so that's it for today. Have a good day.